Eileen shared a lot of her ideas about dykes and men, an issue that I have to deal with all the time as a genderqueer male who tries to be part of queer society. I think her input is fantastic. Take a listen.
Okay, so you were just telling me, Ailene, right?
Yes, that's right.
You were just telling me about the penophobic aspect
of the
of queer
lesbian.
spaces.
I'm definitely always happy when I see um, biological men who identify with female energy coming and challenging kind of the really penophobic, I guess it's really the only word, phallophobic, that you can use. There's a real kind of, and it is because, I mean, sexuality.
And is it a fear or is it a hate? Is it fear or is it hate?
It's fear.
It's fear?
Oh, I mean, fear and hate are the same thing.
Yeah, well, hate is a way of channeling fear, though.
Okay.
You know, I mean, because you have PTSD, right?
Yeah.
You know, that they were traumatized and they associate that with my semiotic, the semiotic of my body, of my facial hair, right?
Right.
And I can't argue with that.
Right.
You know, if somebody has that, if my look, but then there's this like second order thing where you make it into an ideology.
Right.
You know, where you kind of make up
but
stories about men.
I'm gonna get crucified for saying this.
Okay, go ahead. This is perfect.
Francisco. You want me to get crucified?
Well, everybody will say it off the record.
Yeah,
I'm so glad somebody will go on the record.
Okay. So basically, we live in a society where females are sexualized and males are not. So
right.
A woman is immediately put in a context where her attractiveness to males is it's the measuring stick for how valuable she is as a human being.
Yeah,
as a woman who grows up
fucked up,
not feeling attracted to males.
Okay,
right?
This is interesting.
Hold on, this is true.
So you've got that whole thing, society telling you there's something fucked up about you.
So if you don't feel attracted to males, that's an incredibly vulnerable place to be. And a lot of women, and this comes back, I think, to this thing that you're saying about kind of like male energy, like kind of not male energy, but kind of like this posturing that happens in some Dyke communities, I think.
Right.
And I think what it is it's here's an identity.
It's performing a really fucked up version of masculinity.
Well, it's choosing
machismo.
It's rejecting the female role entirely, so that we're never judged by that particular scale or barometer.
Yeah. You think that's what it is? Not that going for masculinity?
I think that some of it is, a genuine like male energy. Some of it is a genuine. Definitely, a lot of it is a genuine attraction to women. But I think that sometimes you will find people that do not.
They just don't want to be sexualized.
Bodies, and they don't want to be sexualized. They don't hate their bodies. I'm sorry. This is. Already, I'm going into crucifixion territory.
Well, no. But okay, they hate the objectification. They never want to be objectified.
They feel vulnerable when measured by like society's measuring stick. When they put up against Cindy Crawford, they say, I will never fit into that mold, and as long as I'm measuring myself by that, I'm gonna feel worthless. So I never want to be looked at by a man in that way. Like it's like I don't. I'm gonna actually. I'm gonna
I get that.
I'm gonna send the social signals to tell men this. I'm not trying to attract them.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, I didn't want that anyways. You see what I'm saying?
But then it's kind of fucked up when some genderqueer guy like me, when it's so important for them to tell me that they don't think that they don't give a shit about me.
Right.
It's like
but they
we
need
can't.
To. They're
we can't just be. Can't we just be friends?
Right.
It's like there's this barista at one of the places. And it's like, I've been out to ladies' night with you because there's a trans, because I was with the group. And that's not enough for you to take down these guards, that I went out with your group of friends, you still have to like tell me if I make a polite comment or show some interest, like I just came on to you. It's like, Jesus.
Right. But then you have to also be aware that like what it means to hate yourself, because as a child, you picture these kids isolated and alone and in junior high school, and you know what I mean, like just like and I mean, and I say these kids, but there's an element of that in myself as well, absolutely, you know what I mean, like no doubt. And it's only very recently that I've come to heal my relationship with men and have some really beautiful relationships with really men that I was attracted to, because I really didn't think that was something that was possible for me.
So you're attracted to both body types?
Certainly.
Male and female?
Yeah, certainly.
So how do you feel about the word pansexual? Have you ever thought of that one?
Oh, I don't know what that means, but I'm
Well,
sure
do
that
you
applies.
bisexual? Do you ever think about the word bisexual?
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. No, pansexual definitely applies to me more than bisexual, because bisexual is like there's two things that I go for. Pansexual, you're saying, means I'll go.
But I get it. But would you ever use bi? If somebody called you a bisexual, would it?
I mean, I use
would
it
it
as much as
offend
I
you?
use anything else. I don't care. I mean,
Okay.
I honestly, like, I am somebody who, in terms of language.
But you don't have a thing that bi people are untrustworthy. You're not in that.
No way, man.
No, okay. No, but I've had a bi girl say that.
Really?
No way. Yeah, totally. That it's
Yeah.
like, but she didn't want to use the word bi because because they're like untrustworthy.
Oh,
and it's like, oh my god, I can't believe you just said that. I mean, maybe I'm misinterpreting.
Yeah.
Taking it out of context, but it sure sounds, like that bis have been so vilified that even bi girls won't use it.
Let's be honest. If you look at like
they accept the stereotypes. It's like African Americans accepting stereotypes about what it means to be African American.
Right.
In a way.
But they're just words. I mean, if you read Plato, then you'll realize the same problems that we're running into with all these gendered terms.
Really?
You run into with any word. You say human, bumblebee, stick, and those things are only going to be approximations, and they're only approximations of a collective idea of what that thing is. So I just.
Did you ever read Deleuze? Gilles Deleuze?
No, I didn't.
He hated Plato. he's not, like, that's state theory. Like, he thinks that's where it all went wrong.
Yeah.
Plato.
Yeah, because Plato's an idealist.
Yeah.
He thinks a male and a female exist. Yeah, absolutely.
What was the guy, Herodotus? No, what's the guy you can never step into the same river twice? So you had that big thing with the Greeks. Some of them thought life was continuous change, and the others thought it was static.
Right.
It's like, and those is those guys who thinks it's always changing.
Yeah.
It's a cauldron of change.
Yeah. And I would agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so tell us a little bit before we sign off about your work. You get to do a little promo.
Oh,
so,
sweet. Everybody should go to www.mowshow.com. Because that's the next show that I'm doing. It's called The Meaning of Life.
Of wife?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I'm doing it with my friend who's like, she's genderqueer. She's married to a man. I'm queer. I'm married to a woman. We're talking about. It's a comedy. She's a great comic.
That sounds very interesting. So what's the space?
The space is it's actually we're doing it in the New York Fringe, but we're doing a preview in Santa Cruz because she wanted to come with her talk here. So
New York Fringe, interesting.
Yeah.
And okay, I'm sure I'll run into you another time.
Sweet.
So, okay, bye duckies. Sweet dreams.
If you like these conversations, please share this with your friends and check out my website at www.jasperswardrobe.com. Thanks. Good night.